I'm ibxtoycat and welcome back to another live stream on the internet. Today, I'm going to be taking a break out of my very busy schedule of doing dumb things in Minecraft to do something extraordinarily dumb because we're working, again, continuously, you could say, on one of my biggest survival projects yet. It doesn't even make much sense, honestly, but I'm enjoying it so much because all of this used to be ocean. For real, this was ocean, where that sponge is, that was ocean, this was ocean, there was a lot of things that used to be ocean. Maybe you can gather from the sentences I've just been saying. And so basically I decided to train it. And today we continue that a little bit more, partially by grabbing some of these wet sponges that are floating in midair. Probably a mistake to let them get there in the first place, and partially by doing everyone's favorite thing of breaking down and placing gravel. This is an important part of the project because although there are a few ways of draining an ocean that don't require sponges or basic blocks that you can place and empty really quickly, again, some people love redstone and doing crazy stuff with that. Personally, I feel like there's something fun about the grind on a Minecraft project of like doing it. I think Minecraft is this game that is designed to be played like block by block, basically, which is, funnily enough, the name of what Minecraft's UN charity. Is the wheel fixed, by the way? I have some good news. If you become a member on this live stream, which, by the way, we are still going towards... Oh, that's a good number. We are still working towards our goal of 400. If you do become a member on this live stream, you'll get a spin on the Wheel of Toycat. Lots of things can happen. One of those things is pickle juice, and I've even got some signs ready for other things. So I've decided the sign with your name will reference your name somewhere in a sign that will stay in the Let's Play world forever, rather than having like a temporary one, which we could have done, would have been fine, I guess. I want it to be like you can like be a permanent part of the Let's Play world if you get. Let me show you the one. It is. Let me find your name on a sign actually. I can't find it. You know what? It's on here somewhere, right? Wait. I'll find... There we go. This one right here. If it lands on that, you'll get a Minecraft sign. An acacia sign with your name on it somewhere. I'm drinking pickle juice right now. I don't believe people do that outside of, like... like, part of it's being quirky. Everyone likes to be like, yeah, I'm just not like the other people. You know? Like, honestly, I have this strong desire myself. Like, when something is popular and widespread, I'm like, well, here's why this popular widespread thing actually sucks. And if you think you enjoy it, you're wrong. Like, it took me a long time to get that, like, out of me. I think it's a very unhealthy personality trait to be like, yeah, one of my favorite things is just telling people what they like is wrong. I think I have this healthy outlet for on YouTube where it's, like, kind of a joke and, like, you can ignore me all you like. But I do think that in general, also, by the way, I've got some good news. We fixed the PC issues, which means now there is no stuttering, even though we're playing on PC. And that should result in some slight improvements everywhere, particularly Java. Java did not like my RAM speeds before. I'm hoping we fixed that. We've got dual channel. Can I tell you about this? It's fine if most of you don't care or even understand about what I'm going to say right now. But I want to tell someone in my life, and you know what, Internet, you're my someone. How do you feel about that, Internet? Do you feel good? Do you feel weird? You should feel weird. Yeah, what it was is I had, so I've always had, I bought this PC with 2 sticks of RAM instead of 4. If you, also, Mythic Samurai, thank you for bringing us back to 360 members. We've hit a full revolution again, and you know what you get as a result, Mythic Samurai? You get a spin on the Wheel of Toycat. Let's go. Oh, it could be anything. Could even be pickle juice. Oh, not pickle juice. Oh, it's tell a joke. Man, I should, like, line up some jokes pre-stream, right? There's no stuttering stream stutters. Exactly, no stutter. It's just, there's no stream stutters. That joke was just mean, I think. I should try better in the future. Oh, yeah, I forgot that I broke these cakes and I basically can't make them work right. You know, that's a problem I should fix. Speaking of problems that I should fix, I feel validated by the internet cat, man. You should feel validated in all aspects of your life. I mean, obviously, it's a lot easier said than done. Like, you know what? You should not commit crimes. Is also a valid thing. But yet, some number of you watching this live stream in the next... Wait, statistically, right? What's the the incarceration rate outside like America, where it's like dumb high for reasons, and it's like 1%. What is the odd that someone will commit a crime in a year? And there's like, how many hundreds of you right now? I actually don't know. I'm assuming a low number of hundreds, because who wants to watch a man drain an ocean stream? But there's some number of you in this live stream, and some number of you in the next year will be committing a crime, and an even greater number of you will go to prison for that crime. Wait, no, a smaller number. You can't go to prison for a crime you didn't commit. Well, I mean, again, joke about America in there somewhere, I'm sure. Is high quality discourse you expect to hear on your Minecraft live streams. Now, I was thinking recently, it's a rare thing, but I do it sometimes. You wouldn't guess looking at my videos. Yeah, cell phone. I'll just keep making fun of myself today. I was thinking about why it is that, like, we even can do bad things, right? Like, how is it even in some humans' programming to do bad things for other humans? By the way, this is an iced tea lemonade. You know what, can I confess something to you, internet? There's this burger place in London I'd heard about so much, and I'd only ever heard positive things. And so I was like, yeah, I'm so hyped to give this place a try. And so I gave it a try. I gave a little whirl. And I didn't hit the delivery minimum for just a burger, because it was like £8 for a burger. It's £10 to get delivered without a delivery fee. And I was like, well, okay, I'll order some iced tea lemonade to go with it. And they make their own iced tea lemonade. And I always feel weird when a company's like famous for one thing. Like they do burgers and apparently milkshakes too. They're like, oh yeah, we also have our own brand of iced tea. And it's like, this is either going to be the worst thing in the world, or it's going to be okay. You never get like own branded drinks that are not famous anywhere outside that one brand that are any good, right? Oh, by the way, I have to tell you a joke right now. So, why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 is a 6 offender. There you go. There's your quality joke for today. Hope we're all on even now. Is it alcohol though? As best I know, it's not. I should check that, huh? No, it's carbonated water, sugar, lemon 6%, tea 1%. I'm gonna drink some 1% tea and go wild tonight. It does look a lot like a beer, and it doesn't taste very good. It's so bad it's good. Comedy with Toycat. I think I enjoy the idea of comedy in the abstract. Like, there's something about the idea of, like... I know, I felt like, I remember, like, I was, I wouldn't say I was bullied, ever. But I would often have people, like, try to, like, I don't know, size me up or whatever. Like, there's this thing, I don't know if anyone else understands this concept, but there's something I like to call pre-bullying, where, like, kids will, like, be very mean and unfair to each other to see if other people accept it. And if they do accept it, they kind of one-up it. And if you do that for long enough, it's bullying. So, like, the very first time someone does that, like, a kid just randomly pushes you for no reason, and you fall on the ground. And then they're like, ha 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 ha, and you look embarrassed and do nothing. It's like, aha, that he is weak, or whatever else it is. And so I feel like, you know, whenever there's something dumb like that, it's just like, you just gotta say the right dumb thing that makes them feel like an idiot for what they're doing. And they're like, oh, yeah, what am I doing with my life? I feel like comedy is just doing that to people, but like, you know, because that's, I guess you like pick on a heckler or whatever, but it's doing it for like the benefit of good rather than just being mean. So testing the waters, as they say. Yeah, that is the phrase, isn't it? Which is very relevant to right now. I know, I enjoy. I love you, Toycat, says ibxtoypossum. I don't love you back. I hope that's okay. Speaking of things that I hope are okay, kids are bad. We should ban having kids, says Link Minecrafter. You know what? I think that kids aren't great either. Wow, we have that is a very controversial opinion amongst young people. No, I always feel like I notice amongst my age group, like, wow, yeah, no one wants kids, no one's passionate about it. But there's this overwhelming trend in life that if you want to do something that goes against the trend, especially if it's like I don't want to put it a biological imperative, but like it's it's one of the like basic functions of like survival that humans have. You know, we survive minute to minute and then we reproduce. It's like most people aren't passionately pro having a child. They're just like, go on then. I've had a boring week. Let's see if we spice that with a child. BF wants kids, but I definitely don't want them. I'm 23, says Dark Death 666. See, that's I would be so cautious. Like, the idea of being in a relationship where one of you is super down with children and the other one's like, yeah, no. It's like a breeding ground for conflict, right? And you know, the thing about conflict when there's hypothetical children involved is it's like, man, you don't want a child on your hands, do you? I mean, you don't, but he does. And so, you get me? The people are always saying I want to have kids to help against overpopulation, but in the West, decreasing populations can be a major issue in the coming years. Yeah, everyone I know either isn't having children or they're like, yeah, I gotta limit it to 2. We have overpopulation. And it's like, no, we got the opposite problem. Admittedly, we're fixing it pretty well with immigration. Oh wait, I didn't want to go in here to grab the sponges. I've got enough in here already. Yeah, you can fix it with immigration to a certain degree, and that's what we have decided to do. Imagine going through the worst pain of your life than being stressed out for 18 years. Yeah, there is that real point that, like, if it was terrible, you wouldn't be able to tell people because they'd be like, aha, I knew it. And you'd be like, stop being so smug. This is my life we're talking about. You know, like, sometimes that happens, and I totally feel for the people this happens to. Oh, by the way, I just realized this chunk goes too far this way, so I'm going to have to extend the amount of ocean that I intend to drain. Oh, this is already perfectly lined up. Oops. So let's go down to here, and then let's start again over on this side of the wall. I guess we'll start from the floor up with this one. Or we could just put it inside this. You know what? That makes more sense, doesn't it? Also, that message I sent makes zero graphical sense. But yeah, hi Toycat, can you play with green again? You know what? It's sad. During the pandemic, I don't think we've spoken at all. There's a lot of like, there's a lot of Minecraft, you know, like weird business personal hybrid friendships. You know, it's a weird thing in any space. Like I can't imagine how weird it is being like, I don't know, a drinks distributor and like having a friend who works in a restaurant. But it's like, well, you're friends, but you're friends because your business forces you to see each other. Would you be friends without it? And if the answer is no, isn't that sad? And if the answer is yes, then it's like, oh, that's nice. But it's like how like coworkers become friends. And it's like, are these people you would choose? Or are they just, you know, there? I know, there's always like a certain tragedy to it, in my opinion. Hey, good to see you, Derek. One sec, I have to switch my thing out to the Streamlabs so I can read that. Thank you very much for the tip. Always appreciate it. I admire how you talk about touchy subjects, but then you find a decent balance of not going in depth enough to get in trouble. Yeah, that's how most people get themselves in trouble, right? Is you're only allowed to talk about things to a certain point, and what that certain point is entirely arbitrary. But it doesn't mean you don't have to follow it. Why doesn't it mean you don't follow it? Okay, you are society, man. I don't know the answer to that question. But yeah, there are some things. There's like a level, like you can be like, yes, I would like to remove the baby from my uterus, and that's fine. But if you say the A word, then you're gonna get in some serious trouble with some mother who's like, are you teaching my child about? And it's like, yeah, you gotta, like I heard this phrase because people use it in context of like, oh yeah, people are. I think it's usually preceded by the word like, you know, like white supremacy. But like a dog whistle, right? So a dog whistle is this idea that there is a type of noise, I think it's high frequencies, that only dogs can hear. You can blow into this dog whistle and only a dog will hear the dog whistle because it's a whistle for dogs. There we go. We all on the same page with this. And so the idea is that there's human versions of that where like everyone knows what you're saying, or like your intended audience knows what you're saying, but you're not saying it to people who don't know what you're saying. And we often say it like it's this terrible thing, like, I can't believe, you know, this is a you know, communist dog whistle. This is a, you know, white supremacist dog whistle. This is, you know, you're just trying to, it's like, isn't it actually pretty One of the weird things about communication is how we kind of like this aspect of speaking to people, you know, selectively. Like right now, I'm only streaming to people who want to be here. I've said this before, I'll say it again a billion times. I love the fact that if you don't want to be here, it's so easy for you to leave. No one's here because they're like, oh, I was told I'd get free churros if I stayed for the Toycat stream. Or like, you know, whatever it is. You are here, and you're free to leave. And I love that, you know. Hopefully, you know, we have some interesting conversation or something that makes you enjoy your staying. But, you know, you're not forced to be there. I want churros. You know what? I did promise you churros if you stay to the end of the stream. And so I've got a big announcement to make. If you can make it all the way to the end of the stream, there's some free churros in it for you, chat. Yeah, you excited for them churros? Bold of you to assume I'm not being bribed by Cheerios, says John Atkins. I think you might have misheard me, Mr. Big Chungus. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I think I want to go back to base and get some glass. If you don't know already, I'm making this giant glass chunk of ocean so that we can see just how tall it really was. I think it'll look better that way. I get free validation sometimes when I stay, says Jamie. You know, right, but that's, even then though, it's still, at the very least, it's not like, I don't know, I hear people on the street. I'm sometimes in like a social engagement where I'm like, I guess I have to listen to you. The internet is this brutal version of every social environment because you're not staying an instant longer than you want to unless that social element is really put back into it.
Tax, what Minecraft project are you thinking about once you actually drain the ocean?
Wait, first of all, thank you so much for the tip, Julie XL. Thank you very much for the, it's orange on YouTube, super chats. That's big. But second, let me just say, how did the voice know to convert proj into project? Like that's some smart AA right there. Me who doesn't know what churros are. You know what, Harrison? Don't go to Taco Bell. Honestly, churros aren't that great. Churros are pretty okay. But give some churros a try. I guarantee you live near a place that sells them. So I can't say sausage or I won't pay my tax, says Horbit. You know what? No, I won't say sausage. Can't force me to say things I don't want to say. Oh, I need to get some glass because I'm all out, it looks like. So, do I have an... Yep, I'm going to go grab some glass. I've got myself a shulker box. Guess I'll go to the glass realm. Yeah, churros are like, you always say like, I don't know, Mexican donuts or something. It's like it's a long stick that is kind of like a donut, or sometimes kind of like a crisp, and it tastes like cinnamons or chocolate or something like that. Sometimes both of those things get together. I should put some ice away, by the way, and maybe some flint as well. Just, I mean, while I'm here anyway. Might as well take advantage of being over here on this side of the world. Also, I should pick up more shulker boxes that are lying around. Like, you know what? This doesn't need to be here. We can throw this in there and cause more problems for later me. So I can grab a second shulker box full of glass for later. Nice. Okay, so let's take some ice and snow. Put that in there. Man, chest organization, the live stream is still... It's one of those ideas that, like, I was so sure people were, like, joking around when they're like, yeah, we'll already watch that. And to this day, I can't believe people have done that. So, I think the... so first of all, the next project after In the Ocean, to go back to your question, Julie XL. It's a hard question you're asking. The one I want to go and do next is probably some big, like, biome conversion transformation thing. Because I do love having a big Minecraft project to work on. I think I need to do a lot more, like, one-off streams, though, more than, like, getting into big projects. Just for a bit, like, you know, I feel like that's the nature of these live streams. Are the one-off streams have like a 50-50 chance of bombing or gaining a ton of new stream viewers who are like, oh, actually, I'll give this a watch. Whereas the mega projects, you know, like this one right here, like people will watch it, but usually they're already subscribed and they're already, and so like the viewers dwindle as the series go on, which I don't mind because I'm just enjoying this, you know. I'm drinking my iced tea lemonade. Oh, it's just not good, but I spent £2 on it, so what am I gonna do, not drink it? That's the sunk cost fallacy, in case you're curious. Just because you've already spent money on something doesn't mean you have to spend more for it to be worthwhile. Or no, it's like don't send good money after bad. But it also works for like all sorts of things. I don't know, time included. So they sell them at Costco. You know, I like Costco, but I'm always surprised by like how big of a cultural thing it like is. See, I'm gonna fill up 2 shulker boxes. Not that I need 2 shulker boxes worth of glass, but like I've got all this glass melting away anyway, right? So might as well do something with it. You know, actually, if I've got all this glass anyway, am I gonna make like do I have some plan to cover something in glass? Maybe. I did the maths. If I wanted to cover my old size world in glass, it'd be 640,000 glass. So it'd be 10,000 of these stacks. And I was like, oh, guess I can't do that. We could cover a much smaller area in glass, and I think that'd be a fun project, though. Like, imagine if above the Let's Play house, just thunder could never strike, because obviously it was entirely filled up or whatever. Okay, so let's take some sand. Let's throw it back into the furnace. Oh wait, there's not the furnace. I think this one needs thrown in there too. And here we go. Desert covered in yellow glass. Can you imagine? I like that idea a lot, Cancerous Attitude. You know what, Cancerous Attitude, how did you get your name when you're actually pretty wholesome most of the time? Like, I always assume, looking at your name and your profile picture, I'm like, oh god, this guy's gonna hassle me. And then it's always like, it's wholesome stuff that I enjoy seeing. Let's cover the end in glass. That's ridiculous. No one should do that. No one should do that. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, because I want, like, when you drain the ocean, it kind of just looks like it's a big valley, especially with the grass, which I like the effect of the grass, but it definitely isn't quite there perfectly. So I wanna make like one chunk of this ocean. Wait, it starts over here. Glassed off, so you can see like, yeah, this is what it looks like. Let's get all of your glass covered by glass. Covering my glass in glass challenge gone wrong. I think this is messed up. But yeah, I need to move the conduit probably closer towards the center. For now, we'll just build this wall. I'm gonna build a wall. I'm gonna build a wall. I don't know where I know this song. He's very wholesome, can confirm. You know, isn't it crazy how much you can infer from someone's username? Like, it took me so long to realize this, but like, so much of my, like first impressions are something that people always tell you are important, and I've got that thing, just like how I like to tell you that, like, actually, this music isn't life-defining, it's just an album that has a lot of hype around it so that you'll be more likely to buy it or whatever, you know, like something like that. I'm like, well, you know, if someone says, like, ooh, first impressions are really important, it's like, are they really, though? Like, if your first, you know, if my first impression of you is like, oh, this is a great guy, but then you start choking me, I'm gonna remember the choking and not the, I have to pick a different word so you don't assume it's something some people would consider positive. And then you start stabbing me. I mean, some people consider stabbing positive, right? Like, end my life right meow. But, I just, it's in the south, it's glass. In the north, it's glass. Crazy to think it's so different. How do Americans say glass now that I think about it? A glass. Oh, yeah, it's glass. That's an awesome glass you've got right there, Toycat. I can't believe the yob. I can sometimes do like Valley Girl accent for like 3 words, and then it goes into like this something else. I don't know what it is. I enjoy a good stabbing from time to time. Yeah, but like it always seemed like that. But no, the first impression is important. Only in the sense that like we're lazy people, and we try to like figure people out as soon as possible. And it's really valuable to do that when you think about it. Like, yeah, I mean, like, you know, someone on the street came up to me and is like, hey, do you wanna, we're helping to stop Fight Nightcry. And I'm like, oh, so sorry, yeah, and then I'm like, what's a valley girl? I think LA is a valley, and that's why the Los Angeles accent is called Valley Girl. I'm not an American geography expert though. I mean, maybe I am actually, but my point was meant to say that like we're lazy, and so we try to pick things up immediately. I pick up all sorts of dumb things too. Like, I full on like romantically fell in love with a person. You know, I was gonna say woman, but you know, let's say person, and so you can leave it guessing, because the rest of this won't give it away. But she had like was just wearing some form of like, I forget what they're called. It's a sports top, a tank bra, it was one of those two things, see, or three things that I just blurred into one, and now I'm correct, even though I totally just mixed lots of things together. And I was like, man, it was like, you know, she is both into whatever she's doing. She's like exercising, but also she's going places. And I was like, and then 2 seconds later, I was like, wait, no, this is a stranger. Whereas I've also been like, immediately, again, woman who just, anytime someone comes up to me and tries to get my eye contact, it's like, gone, dead, done. You know, that's, anytime someone's in a suit, you assume that they're like, you know, there's something important going on with them. No, we're not real. Americans are fake. You know what? It is true. It is very true. But, yeah, let's pull out one of these now. And let's get some more glass going. Yeah, it is very weird that, you know, I think that's like the one part of my accent that I probably should start saying glass. Yeah, I'm gonna put some glass down. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. It sounds like I'm trying to be a fake northerner. I got some glass on my books. You know how it is. I go up to the pub, and this is slightly Indian. I'm accidentally. I can't do my own country's accents. I just do a little southern accent every now and then. You know, I gotta stop doing accents. I feel like there's some number of people who are just like, why, Toycat? Why is this a thing you enjoy? You know, I guess that's what everyone does when they look at me doing what I'm doing. Anyway, so like, there's dumb things like that. If I see someone with red, I've said this before, and I'll stick by this point. Like red and orange hair colors, not ginger, not auburn, not strawberry blonde, because those are natural hair colors. They exist in the wild. Red and auburn, red and orange, like fox or that color orange right there. Can you see my hand is disembodied right now? That color orange, or like the red. Wait, let me find some. This color red, not this color red, but close enough. It's like, wow, those are artificial hair colors, right? You don't get those by accident. You have to like choose to do those things, right? It's a very interesting thing. How frequently do you do them? They are so unconvincing. Oh, for how frequently you do them. You know what? I find that offensive. This is what Southern accents sound like. I'm pretty sure. If I was in a situation where I had to talk to myself for hours, I'd end up doing accents too. I gotta sound like I'm doing something else, am I right? I don't know why I'm so convinced it's a flawless accent. Everyone around me tells me it's terrible, but I mean, like, you know, haters gonna hate, I believe is what you say when people tell you a negative thing you don't want to hear. You're technically Southern. You know, I am technically Southern. That is factually correct. Your voice has changed a lot over the last year. Are you sure it's not my microphone that have changed? I think that's the more likely outcome, if I'm being entirely honest with you. I think it is much more likely that my microphone has changed. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go grab a whole ton of gravel. I don't know why. You know, the thing I love about projects like this is there's like 4 things that need to be done, and I can just switch back and forth between the 4 things, and it's like, you know, it's very satisfying in a certain way. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful evening. Valley is San Fernando Valley near LA. Well, today I learned. No, LA is surrounded by mountains, right? I've always found that one of the weird things about like coastal California. It's like there are mountains everywhere. Also earthquakes. It's like, why did we choose here as a place to set up, you know, the biggest industries on the planet in some place? Like all of the entertainment industry, even the online okay, so here's the crazy thing. A lot of people who choose to become YouTubers have aspirations of one day being like movie stars. Awesome. Awesome movie stars. So because of that, a lot of YouTubers go to LA because it's like, yeah, that's where the industry connections are. And then because of that, a lot of other YouTubers move there to be near other YouTubers and to be near sponsors, and YouTube networks move that, and all that stuff moves towards that one place. And it's like, I'm so glad I don't care about, you know, other YouTubers and all the nonsense. Because, like, yeah, I'd have to live in LA. Actually, you know, I used to hate LA, and then I realized, like, oh, LA just sucks if you don't, you know, do that very American thing where you live in, like, a specific corner of the city. Oh, that's gonna pour some water down here. Gonna cause me some problems. Should I fix the problems, or should I just let them come past me? I'm naturally a ginger, says Julie Excel. See, I see that, and I'm like, you didn't put effort in. You got this naturally. I'm having no opinions on you. I've heard, because, okay, you're not. So, because of, I'm not like a believer in, the witchcraft or whatever it's called. I'm thinking the wrong, astrology? Zodiac signs, all that craziness. One of the things about us is, like, again, people genuinely do judge you differently based on these characteristics. And then I think the fact that people see you differently changes your perception of those people. Being a ginger means you're way more likely to be bullied as a child, right? Is that correct? That sounds correct. I'm going to quickly check my stream is running well. Okay. You know what's wacky? Okay, I'm doing the... Okay, so can I share something that I just... Again, I want to talk about... No, wait, I want to finish my point about gingers and how they got bullied and how that makes them different people. Yeah, I feel like the way that you are affects people's perception of you, which then affects how you are, like, in, like, different ways. So, like, having ginger hair just means that you have orange hair. Or it's not orange, but it's like, having ginger hair means you just have ginger hair. That's all you can conclude from that. Except actually it means that, because again, we love to take small selections and bully, you know, like, we love taking superiority by being like, we're not like other people. And when you're a child and you don't know about all the fun ways we do that as adults, you know, you're not the right ethnicity, sex, gender, whatever the words may be. It's like, haha, we're gonna get you for having that rare hair color. I didn't know this till recently, but blonde is way more common than... No, wait, brown is way more common than blonde hair, right? Like, blondes are quite rare. And then, red, but, like, actually ginger is significantly rarer than that. Like, 1% of people are ginger. And so you're likely the first ginger a lot of people have met when you're young. Or the first ginger they're spending a lot of time with. Which means they're going to treat you differently. And usually that means worse. And so, like, your default expectations around people are just way different, you know? There's lots of... I have a ginger friend, a ginger female friend who has, like, a lot of insistence about, like, here's what, you know, like, redhead girls. Again, I don't like that it's called redhead, but, like, that's doing a disservice to people with actual red-colored hair. Gingers gotta breed lest they die out. I feel like everyone has the gene inside them, and it's just, like, a small chance of activating, right? Like, it's much higher if two gingers breed. You know, I'm not gonna talk about breeding. This isn't horses. I don't know how it works. Minecraft horses, to be clear. I don't know how real-life horses work either. Besides, you know, one of the horses puts a baby horse in the other horse, and then I don't know they run around or something like that. Okay, so let me talk about computers, which is way more exciting than gingers. I have a ginger mum, says Cat Beanie. See, I didn't piece it together till just now. Like, I was looking at you like, wait, aren't you ginger? And then I'm like, oh. I don't think you actually are ginger. Anyone want to know Greek? Gingers have to wear several thick coats of sunscreen just to not get fried alive. Yeah, those sorts of things will change your perception of the world. Like, if you... Like, it sounds really dumb, and it is very dumb, so whatever. Like, the more the world wants to kill you by default will genuinely change, for instance, your political beliefs. We've said this before. But, like, even though a lot of humans have this shared belief in freedom, you know, like in ability to make your own decisions, what freedom means is very different depending on what you want from that. I have a ginger friend. You know what? Congratulations on having a ginger friend. I hope they're very proud of you. yeah, I think that, also here you can see a sleep-deprived man in his natural habitat, a world he spent over 1,000 hours on. You know, today is the first day in so long I'm not sleep-deprived. My sleep tracking isn't working recently. I went through all the effort of, like, trying to get one set up again, and it just didn't work. I have a whole... I have a thing that's meant to track everything, but it doesn't do any of that right now. Basically, to last night, though, I was... Like, because I was feeling sick last night, I tried not to mention anywhere, because I don't want to be the guy who's like, well, the reason I can't do this thing is because I'm sick. No, it's because I had computer problems, which is way cooler than being sick. Yeah, I was feeling really sick last night, and I was like, you know what? I love being sick, because it's like, you get no appetite, and it's like, you get a... You know, it's like, oh, I get to lose a ton of weight, no holds barred, no strings attached. Very, very fun, very interesting. But also, but the other thing about it is that, sorry, I'm very loosable here. So I love being sick, it means you don't have to eat. But also it means that, like, oh, I'll just go to sleep for a bit. That's just what I have to do now. I'm just gonna sleep a ton. Because everyone always recommends sleep if you're sick. And then, like, by, like, midday today, I was like, oh, I feel fine. Like, maybe I was just so sleep deprived that I was sick, and that's what caused all of that. I don't know for sure, because I'm not a doctor. I don't even claim to be, except sometimes. You sure you got sleep, Toy Cat? Yeah, I had the first, like, good sleep in a long time. Like, I slept till I was not tired anymore, and then I slept some more, and then I woke up feeling, like, rested. And it's, I love being sick. No, you don't. No, it genuinely, like, being, like, mildly sick sucks. But, like, I'm at the point now where I'm like, oh, yeah, I can just cancel everything. Deal with that. This guy likes being sick and likes sneezing, says DarthScar98. Oh, don't pretend liking sneezing is not a common thing. Everyone likes sneezing, just some people more than others, right? That's the rules on sneezing. Everyone loves sneezing. You know what, chat? Do you like sneezing? Wait. Let's make you feel sick about yourself. Do you like sneezing? I love these new chat polls, by the way. Like, actually being able to poll people on the spot. By the way, it's good to see you, Hexaterran. I feel like I haven't spotted a message in a while, but I always spot you in the pre-stream chat. I feel like you're another example of someone who was like, oh, this is not a wholesome person. This is a person with ill intent. But then every time I see it now, it's like, oh yeah, this is someone I'm glad to see there, you know? One of those friendly faces. It's weird to say friendly faces, because I don't see any of your faces. Actually, some of you have your faces in your profile picture, so I'm technically seeing your faces. But, in the vast majority of cases, I see no faces. Oh, so that's pouring down from there. You know what? This is a whole mess. We should just... I'm just going to place torch over here. Get myself mostly out of this. And then maybe break this gravel on the ground here, too. Probably makes sense. And then let's go. Sneezing is relieving. Yeah, 73% of people love sneezing. Sneezing while eating is the worst. Also, smiley faces, Hexaterran. Yeah, it's good to see you. You can kind of see mine. You're not behind the mask, am I right? You know, I'd like to believe I'm pretty, like, agnostic on most, like, divisive issues. Like, I just don't care about your divisive issue. The one I do think is wacky is people who are, like, very aggressively, like, oh, yeah, you should not, sneezing while driving equals terror. I totally agree with that. I feel like when you're doing something really important and it's like, not that I drive. I've been trying to book driving lessons for a while now, and everywhere is just like, we're booked till like November, and it's like, November? Real, like what? And it's one of those problems that like, yeah, you got a whole year worth of people who tried to learn to drive but were told legally could not. And it's like, ah, damn. Why'd I have to pick this year as my year to drive? Like, and then I realized, like, oh, the only reason I'm trying to drive right now is because, like, I'm in this exact same boat. And it makes you realize, like, oh, wow. Turns out everything is connected after all. You know, it's funny, it's, like, the odds are that, like, for instance, here's a dumb example. there's a weird coincidence our brain can't link together, and that's like the most likely time for someone to want to do something is also the most likely time you'll want to do the thing. And so you're most likely to be at a place at a busy time, even if the place isn't busy most of the time. Like I went to San Francisco International Airport once. I took a late afternoon flight from France. I stayed up all night in the France airport so I could sleep on the plane. It was a very clever strategy. I enjoyed it a lot. I might have a video about it somewhere. I don't know. But I remember I got there and the line was like 4 hours long, and I thought this is like just to enter the United States of America, even as a ESTA, you know, like a trusted country who's given all my data to America member. It was like, yeah, wait in line for 4 hours. And it's like, I was just on an 11-hour flight. Can we not do this to me now? And America said, yes, we can do this now. We don't care about the long flight you've been on. This is an airport, so this is the United States. It's not like people are getting here from a 30-minute flight away. No, everyone else is in the same boat, and I didn't actually complain. But my point there is like, yeah, that like it was just this non-significant thing. I was like, no way, 4 hours is just the standard wait. But like, yeah, it felt like almost every time I entered a similar airport, it was hours long waiting. But it turns out the TSA and the CBP, they have this like little tracker where you can see how many people are currently in line. No, not currently in line. What the current wait time is to enter the United States at any given airport. I have no idea how they put that information public, but they do. And sure enough, I checked the exact day I was flying in. I think it was Thanksgiving, so you know what, that's my bad. I'm sorry I don't know about your turkey-themed holidays that you make up out of nowhere and act like they're important. But this is just ToyCat rants about something that happened like easily 2 years ago now. Yeah, I entered America on Thanksgiving. It took hours. But then I checked the data and it said, yeah, it was a 4-hour wait time for 1 hour, and then it was like half an hour the rest of the day. Everyone arrived in one big bunch. I'm getting a ton of messages. I hope that's okay. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, I just happened to get messaged by a whole ton of people in the same minute. That's spooky, right? Who can deal with coincidences? But like, it's like, it's the same thing with like, whenever I go to a theme park, I'm like, man, these lines are long. And I'm always like making an effort, like, I don't want to go to a place when other people want to go to that place. But also the time that you're most going to enjoy it is when people go there. There's this breakfast restaurant in London that's very famous. It's called the Breakfast Club. Funnily enough, they're very busy. Oh my god. Funnily enough, they're very busy at breakfast time. It's great. You know, I've got this like fear that like something terrible's happening and I'm just streaming. You know, I'm missing it. And I think the thing that drives that fear the most is like, again, like buzz, 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 buzz. And it's a wacky coincidence that it's like a ton of people. Anyway, so let's now go take this gravel. Now let's fill it in with a place. So, what state do you live in? I live in that weird state with all the limes, I think is what they call it. How much gravel do you have, says Dirty Dan. No, I am Dirty Dan. So, how does only 67% like sneezing? I think you could say, like, do you like puppies? And there'll be, like, 15% of people being like, haha, it's funny when I hit no. There's definitely, like, okay, sometimes I'm, like, guilty of this myself. Like, I just like answering polls in the way whoever asked the poll doesn't want me to do. You know, like, I'm trying to prove a point. Would you prefer, would you accept, I don't know, higher taxes if we could solve global poverty? And it's like, I mean, the whole, you know, like when you make a ridiculous thing like that, everyone's like, yeah, of course. I don't want global poverty, and I don't know what taxes even are. And I'm like, no. You know, they're like, just checking. Would you mind if, you know, a certain political figure I don't like died in a fire? And I'm like, yeah, actually I would. I don't know who this figure is, and I don't actually have strong opinions about it. Actually, no, maybe I want them to be subscribed to the channel. Puppy poll, please. I too am a contrarian. I hate being told what to do / think. It's a real problem sometimes. It's a real problem. Being a contrarian is a big... Do a poll, are you a contrarian? Oh, that's a way better idea. Are you a contrarian? I think that's the only poll where you can get people to answer no in very large numbers, right? Although again, there's a little bit of a bias with the fact that this is my chat, and people do what's the word? Relate more. Like people watch YouTubers that they air quotes relate to more. 66 and 33, perfect. Do a poll: are you a Minecraft pro or Minecraft noob? What the heck is a contrarian? You know what? You'd love it if I answered you, wouldn't you? You'd love it if that. No, yeah, there is this real annoyance in like being told what to do, being told what to think, etc., etc. That like a lot of the world is very heavily prone to, and like a part of me gets why and is like, yeah, well, I mean, that's just the way it be, huh? And a part of me is like, no, it doesn't. Why do we accept that this is the way it has to be? Yeah, also people want to be quirky and pretend to be a contrarian. I think people like being special in its own right, yeah. Like, you know, this is why there's a lot of like a lot of trolling, but also like, you know how like hackers are always taking down PlayStation Network and Xbox Live? It's because like you get a lot of outrage. People would, like, if you could hit a button right now and it would turn everyone's internet off for 30 seconds, wouldn't you be curious what happened when you press the button? You know? Isn't a part of you like, ooh, that'd be interesting? You know? Knowing that everyone's going to complain about it, and it's like a form of power, right? I know, I've been thinking about this for a while, like, why do humans even want to do bad things? Like, isn't that... Like, we have this concept of, like, good and evil, and it's like, surely if we have concepts of good and evil, or bad and good things to do, or whatever way you want to slice the bagel, if we have these concepts, why is it that people do things that they themselves know to be bad? Like, we often have this idea that, like, oh yeah, the people just don't know they're doing bad things. It's like, a lot of people are very aware. You know, have you never done something that you're, like, objectively sure is only harmful? You're like, but why is this? What is the explanation on this? And you can never quite pin one together. You know, things just are the way they are sometimes. So, okay, if you could hit a button, would you go back to the 360 days? Oh, yeah, you know, okay. In the 360 days, this is that effect. I forget what it's called, but it's like, zip flaws, maybe. Like, the way that success tends to happen is even if a ton of people put in, you know, like, okay, this is how, like, athlete's performance works. There's always one athlete that is, like, head and shoulders above the rest. Like, you know, there are 20 Formula 1 drivers right now. Those are the 20 best karting drivers in the world. Within that 20, the very, very best is so much better than the second, and the first and the second are head and shoulders above the next, and so on and so forth. Like, people, in terms of the rewards they accumulate at the very least, like, they win a lot more races, and they get paid a lot more money, because they're just that little bit more success costs a lot, because you have to be very rare and very good. And so in the 360 days, there was one YouTuber who had like, he got to like 1 million subscribers before, but when only like 2 or 3 other Minecraft console YouTubers had hit like 100K. Like he grew like insanity. And like looking back, it's like clear like all the steps. Like he was a child too. He was like a few years younger. Like he might have been like 14 at the time Minecraft console came out, if I'm not getting that incorrect. And it's like, yeah, I mean, like he hit the thing in the right places. Like, I'm not trying to discredit success. I'm trying to say, like, in the same way you might think to yourself, like, yeah, if I went back to school right now, I'd be so much better at it all, because I know it thinking back. I'm like, man, I know how to, like, you know, game the 360 system. Like, I had a ton of, a lot of friends, like, acquaintances. Wait, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, this is 18. Okay, we did get that correct. Maybe fix the conduit real quick, maybe. What's wrong with the conduit again? I genuinely don't know what's upset it so much. Does it have to be like on the other side of it like this? Is that the... Is that my issue? Oh, that really was it. Why can't it be above it? Why does it have to be to the side? That doesn't even make it... Whatever. It's fine. I won't think about it too hard. Yeah, I think a lot about... My husband hates sneezing because he sneezes so often it hurts. Oh, yeah, sometimes you get a painful sneeze that makes you feel, like, weaker as a person. You're like, I guess this is the start of my death. What's the purpose of this glass wall, says Link Minecrafter? It's to preserve one little section of ocean around which I'm going to be draining. Rings around the conduit. I mean, maybe that's, yeah, it could be that I'm thinking about, like, I'm thinking about enchantment table logic and applying it to a conduit. Sneezing is nice unless you ate recently. Also disagree with that. Disagree with that entirely. Anyway, I don't know, I think many times about, like, how is the brain able to, like, override this, like, I shouldn't do this, this is not good, but I will do it anyway. I also think about, like, isn't it weird, you know, opinions on the past, and, like, how I can be like, yeah, if I went back in time to those 360 days, you know, if I did, it'd be, you know, I'd know what to do. Like, I have that opinion about so many different things in that way, about, like, yeah, I could do this better, I could do that better. You know, like, the movie Groundhog Day, which if you don't know is a time loop movie. So every single day he wakes up, and he's got the memory of the previous day, but it's still the same day. It's actually, there's a whole genre of these now, apparently. I love time loop movies, because again, it's like, it's one of my favorite concepts, like time travel and moving around time and all that nonsense. Yeah, so, the concept's always fascinated me. Okay, we're gonna get rid of all this glass, place it with some, oh sorry, all this ice. You know, isn't it weird ice sounds like glass? Fun fact, they discontinued Minecraft Education Edition on 1.15. Isn't it just Minecraft Bedrock now and all the features exist in there? Minecraft's very good at just bundling everything into the same game, which sounds great. And is sometimes great. Yeah, let's get some sleep in, huh? Let's get some Minecraft sleep in. Do I have some dirt on me? I don't. So let's pick up some dirt tomorrow morning. And let's... Oh, God. The time loop is one of those things that's both cool and existentially terrifying. Yeah, I think this is... I don't know why this is, like, a modern generational thing. Because, like, for most of history, people went, oh, yeah, so when you die, if you were good, you go to that place where everything's good forever, infinitely. And you're like, yeah. And it's like, oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I'd love that. Something about, like, modern generations, I feel like, I can't tell you what it is, because I have no clue, is, like, are, like, horrified by the idea of, like, wait, forever. Like, I can't end it even if I want to. This is addressed in the Good Place. One of my favorite shows, by the way. I'm starting to rewatch it. Would recommend... Do you want to watch The Good Place? You do want to watch The Good Place. Watch it right now. Put it on your watch later list on Netflix or whatever wherever you watch your shows. I think it's a Netflix original, actually. Tomorrow War on Amazon is also good. Oh, yeah, the one with Tom Cruise, right? I can also confirm Tomorrow War is a good example. That's like the action version of it, though. The Good Place is so funny. Yeah, The Good Place is interesting. Yeah, right. A lot of if you like these videos because you think it's philosophy, I don't think it is philosophy. But you know what? I don't think that a dog can bark if not angered by a human, and that's not even a normal set of words a person can say. Yeah, I don't know why there's no dirt in this one yet. But let's just dirt. Oh, it's 4 wide. Oh, these are ugly. You're thinking about Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, is Tomorrow War the Chris Pratt one? Oh, yeah. No, I have been intending to watch that too, actually. Funnily enough. It's philosophical. Exactly, yeah. People like it for that reason. Who doesn't love philosophical? So I'm just going to put some dirt in there. I'll regret doing that later, but who doesn't regret things? Oh, why is this, like, a layer up now? Ooh. So let's, like, finish by going down a block layer or something. And then we'll go down another 2. And we'll do this. It'll be fine. Tomorrow War's okay. The monsters are cool. The main survival of Minecraft I play is Education Mission. That's weird. Yeah, Toycat build a green and orange cat-themed house. There's a fun idea. A green and orange cat-themed house. It's kind of funny when people kill themselves over and over again. Yeah, there is this existential terror in the idea of a life that lasts forever. And that's the thing about time loop movies, is they almost always don't have a way out. So it's like, yeah, you will live forever and ever and ever. And worse than that is you can't, like, one of my favorite ones, they address this in Groundhog Day a little bit, where he knows the, okay, so, again, so time loop movie, just to recap, is a movie where every single day you wake up and the day starts again, you have your memories, but everything else is otherwise the same. And at first it's a dream because you get to, do all the things that, like you get to, you get to drive off a cliff and kill yourself and know that you're gonna live. You get to do all sorts of dangerous things knowing the consequences aren't real. But then you start to realize, like, you don't make permanent connections. This guy falls in love in Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day, but a lot of movies have a similar premise. But like he falls in love with his I think it's his camera girl or something. But like he falls in love with this girl over time because he sees her every day. He's like but it's like she isn't falling in love with him because she doesn't know him. She is, just learning about him every day for the first time. And so he has to, like, try everything he can, all the different strategies to see, like, what is the one that results in you loving me? And then he repeats it. And on the surface, it's like, oh, that's like, cute. You can learn to do anything in a short amount of time if you try hard enough. But, like, isn't that interesting that, like, oh, if eventually, he put enough time in to work out how to, convince her to love him or whatever. But the way I see that as, like, terrifying is like, oh, so love is actually fake. It's all a construct, is it? Because if there's just a certain set of words that could make her fall in love with him all along, then that means that the love is fake. It is, it is just it's a matter of, I mean, like, everyone agrees it's a matter of feelings and brain chemistry and whatever else. But that's like the magical proofs. So he's totally engineered her to love him like a hacker. Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates, though, that movie was always weird to me. Like, imagine waking up pregnant and not knowing why. I haven't watched 50 First Dates. I should. I like Drew Barrymore. I think she's in the Santa Clarita Diet, right? I'm gonna pick up all this dirt now, by the way, and then we can use it to place the rest of this. Does he ever get out of the time loop? I think he might. Yeah, he learns to play the piano, which takes like 10,000 hours. Because 10,000 hours, if you're in a time loop, like, I guess it also, like, again, the movie's actually trying to address questions like, like, we all have this concept that we wish we had more hours in a day. What if you literally did have 1,000,000 hours in your day? Your day only ended when you wanted it to. Because I don't know if he worked out how to end the time loop before he did it, or if it just stopped one day when he fell in love in just the right way. I don't understand that. I don't remember the ending point of that. I just watched it. So it's late in a long time. Yes, she is, and I love her, Queen. But also a good show. Yeah, there's a... let's just reference all the good shows today, shall we? It's a shame they cancelled it. I think it's a real shame they cancelled the Santa Clarita Valley. Is that what's Diet? Whatever. There's a valley in the show, so it's fine. And that's why they're called Valley Girls. If the time loop reset when he went to sleep, he should have tried staying up all night. See, that's the sort of, like, dumb little thing that I'm always asking, like, yep, well, it's all pointless, isn't it? Megalog, are you worried your world having experimental features permanently on? What would you do if it suddenly became unplayable as a result of some new broken feature? Yeah, it's interesting that it has that on Megalog. Yeah, so I think that in reality, they won't use experimental features as they exist right now to do actual experimental features anymore. Because when they had experimental features, they made a separate toggle for them. In fact, they've got like 6 separate toggles now. I don't know why that needs to be true. Like, what is there in experimental gameplay that's not in Caves and Cliffs? The answer is not very much at all. Again, Minecraft be confusing. It is true. Also, I have to be very cautious about this this shovel, I think. You know, let's just sponge our way. Let's just say what happens when we sponge all the way across without using any of these dirt. Maybe it's easier that way. But yeah, so if you're... I love the idea of just not going to sleep because it wakes up every time he goes to sleep. Yeah, it's interesting to me because, like, if you had an infinite amount of time in your day, would you actually use it? And, like, wouldn't that actually be terrifying? Like, there's something we love about permanence, and there's something... The more interesting thing to me is that, like, if everyone had access to an infinite number of hours in the day, no one would be better off. I think it... Like, this is, like, almost like a sad lesson, because, like, a lot of people... You know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't want to believe this on some level. But, like, everyone can be, you know, like... But, like, everyone can be great at everything. You know, if everyone can be 10 out of 10 attractive. Every single person. Every single person can be 10 out of 10 smart, can be 10 out of 10 well off, etc., etc., etc. But, like, an interesting point is that, like, it's all kind of only relative, right? And that movie makes the point that, like, yeah, you would get ahead if you had 10 million hours. But if everyone had 10 million hours, wouldn't we all just be living in this existential horror of, like, trying... You get me? I don't know. I feel like learning to... You know, if it took him 1,000 hours to learn the piano or whatever, if he spent 135 days in the time loop. If it took him 100 hours to learn the piano, like, isn't that impressive that some people learn the piano in those 100 days and also do other things in their life? Right? To me, that's crazy. Also, I think this is going to melt the ice if I'm not careful, so I have to break it as we go. A little bit of a mess, but it's a mess I can live with, I guess. Have you ever watched The Incredibles, says Skiaya? Yeah, I watched it on a bootleg DVD when I was like 8. I haven't watched The Incredibles 2 yet, if you believe it. I always was trying to get around to it. I feel like it was probably a victim of Corona, maybe. I don't know for sure. I don't know anything. But yeah, we all have 10k hours. It's just what we choose to spend them on, says Myra. Yeah, I think there's a big element of truth to that. Everyone has the 10,000 hours to learn French or the piano, and we spend them draining oceans in Minecraft. You know, isn't it crazy the amount of time I've spent on this, but it's still like... Or if I'd have spent all this time learning French or Dutch or whatever, I would still be, like, significantly far away from having this... Like, I wouldn't be close to actually having learned it yet. I don't know why that's, like, weird to me. But it's like, it's almost, like, depressing, you know? Like, man, learning skills is hard. And that's why when someone, like, can play an instrument or can speak a language, you have to be like, man, yeah. It's funny, though, because a lot of the time it's more like, oh, yeah, my parents forced me to do this because they figured people would find it impressive later in life. I just wanted to play video games too, man. Although, funnily enough, on the opposite thing, it's like, I played thousands and thousands of hours of video games as a child. And almost everyone else in my family, like all my aunts, all my cousins, weren't allowed to play games for more than, like, an hour a day. Because, like, their parents were like, yeah, it'll rot their brains. Whereas my mother was like, yeah, whatever. If they enjoy it, they can do it. And, like, at the time, they're like, well, you know what? Well, my child will learn recreation. And it's like, the funny end result is that I got a job playing those same video games. All we have to decide... Also, Time is a good movie where they explore time as a currency. Yeah, I heard about that movie as a teenager, and I was like, that sounds really cool. And then I got really bored and just skipped to the interesting scene near the end where they, like, train someone all their time. And I was like, okay, that's good enough. That's all my curiosity satisfied. I'm good now. And for better or for worse, I guess. I regret not committing to an instrument when I was younger. Producing music now with no actual instrument experience. Laissez-faire, as I always say, c'est exactly what for. Ah, I see you speak the French too. I have a very good French accent. It is impressive how you say. Baguette, croissant, I learned recently that croissant in French, like we know croissants as being the pastry, right? Have you guys heard of a croissant? Let me blow your mind if you haven't. But there's this thing called a croissant, and if you look up like what is croissant, croissant in English. Croissant in English. It means, oh, God damn it, English to French to English. Okay, croissant. Croissant in English just, you know, I don't know how to spell croissant. It just means increasing, I think, right? I think it just means increasing. I wish I was smart enough to use Google or learn French, but I can't do either. Yeah, like baguette is one. And like, to us they are words with like distinct meanings, but it's just like, yeah, just like the pastry's just increasing. You can't pronounce it either. It's a croissant. We can say croissant all we like. We can Twitter our evil French moustaches and talk about how much we love the finer things in life, but we will never be French until you know, I apologize. So a quick reminder for anyone just joining the stream. The Wheel of Toycat, we got it working again. As you can see, Wheel of Toycat got its own camera again. And if you would like to spin the Wheel of Toycat, which can include things like writing your name on a sign that will permanently be in this Let's Play world, you can become a member on the channel. I'm looking forward to some of the weirder options on the wheel coming up at some point soon. We need a Toycat accent compilation. Good news. One of my favorite videos on the 4th channel, ibxtoycat highlights, is precisely that. Would recommend it. Oh no, Toycat. Also, I feel like I got a... One sec. Let me go back to my tips. I feel like I missed one. Okay, no, we're good. I want to learn Russian, but I'm too lazy to start. I knew one guy who got really into learning Russian, and I was like, that's a weird guy. Don't know where this is going, but it's definitely going to a weird place. You know? What are the... I know. It's one of those things. Duolingo has Russian, I think. Yeah, but I mean, it's like such a... I don't know, it's like a very out there language. Because they use Cyrillic, they use a different alphabet even. Like, I don't know. Da. I know metro is just like metro. And I know yes is da. Oh, I know how to say thank you in Russian. Spasiba. I know that because I was walking in Moscow past a concert many years ago now. And the guy was just going, Spasiba, Spasiba. And I was like, why is he saying that? And then I worked out from context, like, oh, that's thank you. That was like the first moment I realized, like, you know in schools they always say, like, well, the only real way to learn a language is to be immersed in it. And it sounds like just a way to be like, yeah, we'd like to go on a trip to France. And we need a explanation of it. Okay, it's in the water, so it's fine, right? Yeah, just what I thought. Yeah, I did. The fact that, like, without any trying to learn Russian, I know sushi is just sushi or something like that. I know da. I know how wacky the whole thing is. Anyway, yeah, I have a Russian friend. Also, thank you so much for becoming... Wait, you know what? I won't thank you until it shows up on the screen and we get to listen to Pigstep. As we all know, listening to Pigstep is when it becomes official. The only way to learn a language is to be immersed in it. I learned Latin, time travel to ancient Rome. Latin's one of those, like, dumb languages, though, right? I was thinking about this recently, like, it came from a CGP Grey video, like, I watched a... Oh, also, Remy Supro, this was entirely unexpected. Thank you for becoming the 361st member on the channel. Very excited for a new set of Pigstep, and way more importantly, a new spin on the wheel. Would you like a spin? Because I would like a spin. Let's go. Oh, I need to drop something. Okay, let's just place some gravel down first, and then the wheel will spin. You have earned your spin, Remy Summer. Can I get a wheel spin for the one I didn't get last stream? without setting the precedent of like, oh yeah, even when there was no wheel, you can have a spin. What I'll say is, you tipped and you became a member during an unfortunate time of wheel downtime. So sure, Kitten's Reign, sure. We don't get to hit the member up button, which is the best bit to me. There's a little button I press that makes that number go up, and I don't know why I enjoy that piece of stream kit so much. But I really do, okay? I really do. Okay, so Melon Juice stream TM this weekend, says Michael D. I feel like that might be the best or the worst idea. So I do have a evening with friends, but I've been going a little bit too, what's the phrase? Heavy on the sauce recently. Because it's been like months since I've saw them. But I need to have an evening where it's like, I will be around you, and there may be drinks, but that is what I'm saying is I don't want to be ludicrously sauced before anything even goes down. Okay, so now we can spin the wheel. Okay, this is for Remy Summer. How do you even say Remy? Is it Remy? Is it Remy? Okay, let's go. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And the Pickle Juice Shop. Show and tell. I'm going to do some show and tell just for you, Remy. So, I just got myself some new RAM. Do you want to see? This is actually my old RAM, but just imagine it's my new RAM, because my new RAM is in my PC right now. So this is my new RAM. One of these sticks is dead, one of these sticks is alive. I have to make sure I remember which one's in the right hand. I have this really embarrassing thing to admit. If you know PCs. Also, yes, Remy. It is Remy. Is a good French name. Is not a French accent. I do not think I am doing right now. Thank you very much for becoming a member. And then for Kitten Ryan's, let's go. Let's spin the wheel. Oh, I love that noise. Like, now that we've fixed it, it's so good. What's it gonna be? Drink water. Man, the wheel is being very kind to me today. I am really liking this. I'm not French, says Remy Summer. Yes, I am from Quebec. It is a region in Canada, soon to be independent nation. I don't think they have the French accents there, but I will speak like they do, because what even is a Quebec accent when you really think about it? Remy's actually Welsh. That's a good point. Minecraft, but the Minecraft is Minecraft. One of the best stream titles. Oh, I almost let this despawn. That would have been a big mishap, huh? Okay, so let's keep going with our little free-wide walls. Let's do this. Remember, enough people need to let you press the button so you get good chemicals. Exactly. I press the good button and good chemicals happen. So, in conclusion, by the way, 55% of people are not contrarians, which I don't even understand how that can be that common of an answer. Okay. Do you like kittens? See, this is the real contrarian vote. Anyone who says no, you're only doing so to seem special. Dopamine. I would like some dopamine. Do you want to give me some dopamine, internet? Do you feel like I've earned some? I feel like I've earned some dopamine. I just got a message from a friend saying I'm off now to, like, a friend I haven't spoken to in like a month, who says I'm off now to watch Groundhog Day. Is that a crazy coincidence or not? What do you think? Anyway, so I think that by the way, good to see you, Susie Ratch. Every time you do your Southern accent, it's hilarious. I'm gonna ignore the rest of that, just so I can be like, yeah, I'm hilarious. That might have been going somewhere that wasn't endless praise. Ooh, Toycat has friends now. Okay. It's my plumber. No, I've got a builder around right now. He's from Kosovo, and at first I was like very suspicious, like because he like says everything very weirdly. Not like I'm not like criticizing his English. I mean, probably also that, but like I was suspicious at first, but like he's been like very good through the whole process, it seems. Kittens are cute, but cats can be a bother. You know, isn't it crazy that kittens evolve into cats eventually? I believe they digivolve into cats is the correct phrasing for that. But yeah, thank you very much to... Oh wait, it hasn't showed up yet. Yeah, if you would like to give my brain some happy... if you would like to give my brain some happy chemicals, consider becoming a member so the number goes up. And we'll spin the wheel for Jack Cup. What are we gonna get today? Could be pickle juice. Just a warning, I only have one pickle juice shot left. Tell a joke. Man, the wheel is being so kind to me today. After that free pickle juice shot stream, I didn't know it could be nice to me. Become a member, says Cancerous Attitude. Become a member and make the dopamine happy by making the number big. Don't we want that? Yes, we do. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? I was probably saying words. I think that, I think something. Why is he placing gravel? It's a key part of draining an ocean, friend. You can't drain the ocean without the gravel in there to soak it all up. You know, I think the release of like happy chemicals is like what we're all ultimately after on some level, right? Like, oh, some things make me feel good. I would like those things. I think that's I think something, maybe this is like just like what defines a broken person, maybe. I think you get a lot of happy chemicals from doing things that aren't like directly happy though. Like, there is a certain addictive quality to feeling sad. Like really feeling sad, like aggressively sad at yourself, you know? Like people never like discuss it that way, and maybe like that's not how everyone's brain works. But it's like, yeah, I'm so sad. Like, yeah, you know, like really, really maxing out your sad points on yourself. What if you can't afford membership and are eternally doomed to slow mode? Honestly, if it was up to me, I wouldn't give members the right to bypass slow mode. I feel like slow mode is good for everyone involved because, I think, given that the chat is primarily for me to read your messages to me, like you can message each other in there, sure, but you know I say sure, but like should you actually be doing it? Again, sure. Sad is happy for deep people. No, there is definitely an element of I can never fully describe it correctly, but people feel that way for realsies though. Happiness stat 20, happiness stat 20 indeed. We make friends with each other, Mr. Cat. You know what? It's a shame because I wish I could have like an official place to tell people to go for that. I had a Discord, but like, oh, you know, like the Discord is like, you know, somehow people who had no idea who I was or who claimed I didn't because it's like popular to be like, yeah, I don't like, you know, like I think this is the problem with contrarianism. Like when you're surrounded by people who love a thing, you're of course bound to think the thing is not just of that love or praise or affection or whatever. And so on the Discord, it's like, wow, everyone here claims to like Toycat. That's weird. He's a small niche YouTuber. Why is everyone around me saying he likes them? It's like because you're on the Discord server. But then it's like actually I don't even like him. I had this issue for the longest time too. Like I made a lot of people, you know, mods or like helpfuls as I call them there, as like yeah, we'll just let people do it. And there was always this person I'd be banning. People were like, oh, but like she's great. It's like they actively say they don't watch the stuff, and they're like very, you know, they very much don't care about it. It's like, ah, but it's fine. We'll just. And it's like I was just so confused by this idea of like, why would you go on a Minecraft YouTuber server if you don't know Minecraft or the YouTuber? Yeah, like, and again, like you have to be very careful also. So if I'm like, oh yeah, check out the subreddit, or like here's a. Then it's like, you know, you're tacitly encouraging people to meet. Like, you know, it's funny, when I was a child, like, adults would always be like, ooh, you gotta watch out for chat rooms, you know? And I'd be like, what boomer language are they teaching you? Like, no one goes on chat rooms. But then it came full circle and Discord is, like, the chat room thing, where you will meet dodgy adults claiming to be people they're not. my confidence, like, once someone claimed, like, someone made a bunch of fake accounts, and they claimed to be, like, really mentally, like, they claimed to be, like, incredibly suicidal, and they were about to do it, like, live on the Discord. And then they made another account where they could, where they were like, okay, hey, dude, I'm a trained psychologist. They lived in Wales, funnily enough, is what they claimed. They don't actually. It's like, I'm a trained psychologist, I am. I know what's going on here, and I can help you out a lot. And I was like, yeah, sure. Do you have your license? They're like, yeah, I can get it when I'm back at the place tomorrow. I do most of my stuff from home, and I don't keep the license here or something. And I was like, I'll just let you do this now if you really want to. You sound legit enough. You've gone through so much effort just to become a mod on a Discord server. No one's going through that for nothing. And it's like, no, they did just enjoy the idea of, like, I could abuse my power. If I could get this tiny amount of power and then mess up a Discord server for a day. And it's like, why? I don't know. It's trust issues or whatever, right? Like, the internet's where you go if you want to get trust issues. You will learn very quickly what trust issues really mean when you go there. That fake account person isn't cool enough to be Welsh. Say Gravel in a French accent, says Michael Smith. Is this a good enough French accent for you? It is very hard to say a H in the French accent. We do not have them in this language. I genuinely don't know what this accent is at this point. I guess that's true for all my accents. I guess it adds up. People love to destroy and betray as much as they love to create and befriend. See, but like that's like my ultimate point. Why is it true? Is there just something interesting about chaos? Like, we're all... Like, like, humans love to put out chaos. Okay, this is my theory, right? It's like how if a police department eradicates crime, what's the police department gonna do? Same with, what's it called? The department for, I forget what it's actually called, but, like, there's one of the major government departments is for, less well-off people. So, it's in trying to solve homelessness and it's like the moment they solve it, they are out of a job. Why would, what is the, you have interests in treating, it's like the medical thing. There is treatment for, HIV, right? But there's no cure. There's suppressants that you have to take for the rest of your life, but there's no cures for it. You will be on HIV medicine for the rest of your life if you get HIV, if I'm not mistaken. I think there's one where it's like you only have to take it every few months now. But that's the best I've heard. Could be horribly wrong. Don't trust a person on the internet for your medical opinions. And so everyone always says, like, yeah, well, the medical company makes a whole ton more money selling selling the treatment than the cure. And it's like, yeah, that is perverse incentives. And so the maybe sometimes I think, like, maybe we like to create problems as a species because people love to fix problems. Like, I hate to tell you this is true, but I genuinely do enjoy giving people directions on, like, public transport. Why is that true? I don't know. Like, if someone comes up to me, they're like, how do I get here? I'm like, I'm not sure if I know yet, but I'll find out for you. If it's like London, or like, I don't know, New York at this point, I feel like I can do a pretty good job of just, like, tell me a station in a rough area. I can get you there. I helped out a lot of people in New York. I felt very good about it. And it's like, if everyone just used their phones, which is what you should just do, by the way, it's not hard. Your phone has a way to, like, whatever. Maybe they just wanted to speak to Toycat. You like being useful. No, definitely not. I definitely like just flexing my public transport knowledge on people. But my point there is that Toycat, I'm dropping my 16-year-old from Times Square. Will she be safe? Statistically, right? I mean, you're not going to be thinking about statistics. You're thinking about the 0.01% chance that you're dropping someone you care about off into a situation where they die, which is non-zero. But it's non-zero in the rest of your life too. So, Just remember, they're gonna die eventually. That is Toycat's advice for people who have people they care about. They're gonna die eventually. Everyone you know and love, don't worry, they're gonna die, bro. Google Maps is so good for the tube. Yeah, right. I mean, like, even like the city mapper. But like, I like know the system like just for fun because I'm weird, and that's something that my brain finds enjoyable. And so like, yeah, all these people getting lost. I'm like, yeah, you get lost on this tube, and I will give you directions. You know, like name a station. I'll get you there from any other station. This is actually like a thing I'd love to like be able to do. I feel like I can do it like 60% accuracy at this point. Of like just name 2 tube stations, I'll be like, that's how you get between them. Yeah, I think it's a really interesting thing to me because also Aquaman's gonna be pissed. Thank you, Mr. Papa Vereche, for the tip. I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting bizarre things. Big Pharma cares about treatments, not cures. Also, I have a friend who's horny for public transport. I rode the bus to school/work for 6 days, months. I think it's gone now, and she was always talking about it. It's funny. I met someone like that, and I went to Australia, and I met someone who was like crazy excited about public transport in a way that like I like agreed with, but I was like, I would never be like this out loud. And it's like, oh yeah, even the weirdest of things you like, someone else likes, just not out loud. And it's always nice. You know, like being a nerd means you like things, right? It means you're like really into things. There's someone who's a nerd for the strangest thing that you also, you know, I feel like a cool thing about like growing to me is like finding those weird things. This is a drown prevention project. Yeah, I sometimes think like, what if like people like making problems, and it's like a counterbalance for like a natural society. If we don't have problems, we try to solve things that aren't problems. You know, like whenever there's no problems, we create like a new moral outrage. Like video games are literally killing our youth. Like during the 90s, we had one of the most prosperous. You know, the Cold War was over. You know, the economy was every year was growing. It wasn't like, oh yeah, we grow by 1.6%, and that's great because we didn't shut down entirely. It's like, yeah, it was growing every single year. Everything was going wonderful, and it's like, we need problems. And you know, like there was something, you know, gays in the military, but that didn't go far enough. There aren't enough people who are of that orientation to care, or maybe it's just one that was. But yeah, the point, like we always have something like that. And that's like, yeah, video games. What about people who identify as a different gender so they can go in the restroom? And yeah, that's why they do it. You know, I've always thought to myself that the woman barrier on a restroom is just this magic force field. You know, me as a guy, I have to put on a wig if I want to go in there and do malicious things. Those are the rules, right? Anyway, long story short, we're always like creating these like problems that need to be solved. And so wouldn't it be better if instead of creating problems and like genuinely hurting people in the process, you know, there's a lot of people that are hurt by all those things I just mentioned. If it was like, you know what if, hear me out here, everyone, what if we have people who are like there to create problems? And so, is your life too cushy? Boom. You know, your brother has, I don't know, heart disease. Was your life too cushy? Boom. You just got robbed. Is your life too cushy? Ooh, looks like this man is sending, I don't know, inappropriate messages to your dying mother. Yeah. How about that? And like, you know, like, or like, you know, like the scams that target the outlet. There's all these dumb things. You don't have to put on a wig. I'm unsmart and use the women's bathroom by accident. My favorite thing in life is unisex bathrooms. I'll say this. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't even care about the ooh, it's inclusive. You know what? Maybe I want to be exclusive. Maybe I want a bathroom that just says Andrew only. Wouldn't that be great if it just picture of my face? That's a bathroom just for me. I want exclusivity in my bathrooms. But I love unisex bathrooms because it's all the cleanliness of women's bathrooms. and it's like all stalls. You know the okay. You know if you don't pee at urinals, there we go. Dodged a landmine with that one. If you don't pee at urinals, let me tell you about the worst experience in the world. You go up to this trough. Sometimes it genuinely is a trough, by the way. There's this big, like, metal structure that looks like this, and it's just got, like, a drain in one corner. You know, like, there's this big metal trough, and everyone just stands at it, and you into there, and it's like, yes, this is normal. This is society. Everything is functioning as expected. And it's like, no, actually, I disagree with all of those statements. All establishments should have exclusive bathrooms for each exclusive person. I feel like, honestly, the best solution to this is, like, bathrooms where there is a lock on the individual door to the individual bathroom because it's an individual room. Urinals are an absurd concept. Go in a stool. I know, I feel like I'm backing down from a fight when I go in a stool. Like, you know what? This is what big toilet stool wants me to do, you know? Like, I'm not gonna... You think I'm too weak to use the bathroom normally, do you? I'll show you who's boss. Especially when you're in there with, like, friends, it's like, why are you going into the stool? You going for the bad number? You going for the number that smells? Or you going for the manly number? And it's like, I just wanna pee in peace, you know? Big toilet. That's what big toilet is totally wants you to think. I agree with the backing down from a fight sentiment. Yeah, right. It's like I was saying earlier. Like when you're young, dudes will just like straight up challenge you, and you have to like get this. Like people are always like, oh, it's like this annoying toxic masculinity macho attitude. And it's like you need that to survive. Like maybe it sucks that you need it, but it doesn't change that it's seemingly true. So I'm gonna take this with me and these back over to the. Okay, so that's basically... You know what? Let's throw them in here. I'm gonna go take some stuff with me back to the base so it clogs up my inventory less. Literal pissing contest. Literally, yeah. This iced tea lemonade is so bad. This is a 275ml bottle. That's like, I don't know, a fifth of a fifth. Because for some reason a fifth is a measurement in the United States. If you don't know milliliters. I prefer the privacy of the stool over the urinal. Yeah, but like, yeah, you don't wanna, if you go in there and there's like other people, it's like, what are you doing there? It's dumb, okay? I'm not claiming this is like intelligent human beings, and this is the peak of human discourse. I'm just saying, it's how it happens, you know? It's how it happens. 275 milliliters sounds so small. For some reason, it kind of annoys me, actually. If you ever go to Germany or France, and to a lesser extent, like Switzerland. Basically, if you go to, like, Central, Northern Europe.
ibxtoycat showing you who's boss for over a decade.
ibxtoycat showing you who's boss for a decade. You know, I'm kind of a big deal. I only back away from a peeing fight sometimes. Yeah, how about that? When I gotta go, I gotta go. I'm not shy, but won't put on a show. Oh no, I totally like, I love, you know, we're not talking about peeing. Okay, let's talk about peeing. So, I know, let's talk about, rather than talking about peeing, we'll talk about Europeans. See that transition? Seamless. They, for whatever reason, drinks are seen as, like, primarily... You know, actually, this is an interesting difference now I think about it. Like, in Europe, like, drinks are a way to make money. That's, like, the primary profit center for, like, a lot of restaurants. And so they sell you, like, a Coke or a Fanta in a 200 milliliter bottle. So it's, like, this size, maybe. And, like, if you're thirsty, you need so much more. So you'll drink multiple Cokes at, like, 2 or 3 euros a bottle. And it's, like, it's just so expensive. It's actually annoying how expensive it is. When you go to the store, if someone else sees poo and you take out the store to pee, you're a menace to society, says Vibes. See, right, that's the other aspect of it. Like, there is a... Also, you know, stalls are gross, especially in men's bathrooms, right? Like, Tell me if this is if this backs up everyone else's experience, because again, I am just one person. I'm not every person yet. But every time you go into a men's bathroom, every single stool is gross in some way that makes you not want to go in there at all costs. Like, it's like, this one has, like, not like brown around the rim, like that type of brown that's like, it's like this color, and it's like thick, and it's, you know, I'm not describing poop to you anymore, but it's like, how is there so much of it? How did it not get cleaned off by the flush? And it's like, okay, can't use that one. Then there's one where it's like, the seat is covered in pee, and you're like, can't use that one. Then there's, for some reason, it's always true, there's always a toilet that's overflowing and filled with toilet paper or something like that. And then you're lucky if there's like one that's open that just has a broken door, or like, you know, just has a little bit of a, you know, poop stain around the rim. You know, those are like, that's like the peak you can get to. 100%, a million percent. It's every time. I don't know how it's possible. So many places have this sign on the door where they're like, we clean this bathroom every hour, and they have like a sign in, sign out sheet, and it's still that way. Or it's out of toilet paper. Oh yeah, that's never happened to me in my life, but it's that's a horror, right? Having to like ask your seat neighbor, like, oh, please pass some toilet paper, because I'm midway through a dangerous operation and I can't move, but I can't move without that, man. I have a friend. You can look into this news story if you want to. He made it to the news because he was in the bathroom on a train, and he realized there was no toilet paper, and so he had to tweet the train company, please, can you send, you know, I'm in the loo, send some toilet paper. I hate the air flush toilets at motorway service stations where the user's forced to touch the same part of the toilet lid. That's why you gotta check every time. Yeah, you know, I should start checking now before just letting something tragic unfold. Actually, no, yeah, no, wait, I lie. It's happened to me once. It happened to me on a train too. You know, this is, don't use the bathroom on a train unless you're desperate. I was, as it so happened, desperate. Yeah, it was like, there's no toilet paper in here, and I was like, okay. I'm gonna be tactical about this. I've got a receipt in my back pockets. Oh, here's a face mask. Ooh, you know what? Right now, my cares about getting COVID on my butt are incredibly low compared to the, you know, and I had to like, it was horrendous. You know, that's why face masks are a godsend. You in a desperate situation. Good news, you know, like, do you wanna, you know, you can always use a sock. I hate toilets that require 1 million IQ to operate the goddamn sink. I don't understand, like, I guess it's fancy, maybe. Like, I can understand if you're at, like, a high-end bar and they wanna be like, look, we're totally worth the £16 price tag for our drinks. I can understand that, maybe. Opinions on bidets. Oh, bidets are the future, right? Everywhere should have a bidet. But, like, the Japanese-style bidets, not the Middle Eastern-style bidets. The Middle Eastern-style bidet makes me feel gross, whereas the Japanese one's like, ooh, this is so clean. I'm actually, if you care, you know what, you're an architect, you care. I'm getting a Japanese toilet in my new bathroom. I used to have just a Japanese toilet seat, and so it's still sprayed, it was kind of fun. I'm getting a full-on toilet, like, from the ground up, multiple modes. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Apparently it's gonna cost a lot of money though, but it's like, well, is a clean butt is priceless. Wipe with a sock. You know, I didn't ever realize that a sock is a valid option. I genuinely did not. I don't know why I don't mind staying home most of the time. Almost all the time, I don't have to use public bathrooms. Yeah, it's actually one of the biggest like when we picture disabled people, or like, you know, ability inclusion in society, we often picture like people in a wheelchair and building ramps, and that's like often one of the more like expensive forms of inclusion. It's just a way of like signaling, you know, like, look, I care about disabled people. You know how disabled people are with their wheelchairs, and like I think the much more interesting examples are like, if you have I think it's Crohn's, or there's another huge one, I forget what it's called. But if you have a lot of things, it's like, yeah, you might need to use the bathroom on a 5-minute notice. If you're in the middle of a, you know, if there aren't publicly accessible bathrooms everywhere, you can't participate in society because you're so scared. If you're on a train and there's one toilet, and you're on that train for 2 hours and the toilet's gross because that's how they be, it's like, yeah, you cannot participate. I hope a Japanese toilet will thank you and play soothing music. I hope it, I hope it does those things too now that you mention it. I really hope it does. Okay, so let's remove some dirt and let's get there. So, okay, have you tried Turkish style bidets yet? They're the best type of bidet ammo and they're cheap. Are we talking about the one where it's just a shower head that goes next to the toilet? Right, I'm assuming. Again, I've been to Turkey, but I didn't recognize a single bidet while I was there. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Toy Cat, hello, Catman. Toy Boy, was the house a good standard? The house? Do you mean my house? I spent so long today. Like, it's the most stressful thing. I want to ulcerative colitis, says Stray Griffix. Exactly, ulcerative colitis. That's the one. I think that I think there's a really interesting thing in that how much of the ocean left to drain percentage-wise do you think, says Super Monkey? I think we're like 90% towards what we're going for. Whether we want to do more afterwards is a whole different question, I guess. So I'm trying to grab sponges right now. Only 36. Where are the rest? Okay, here's a ton. And then we'll throw 8, not in there, but in here. Perfect. By the way, when I break these furnaces, when it's all done, there's going to be a lot of experience waiting for me, I think. Any IBD, conditionally. IBS, I'm assuming, but yeah. I think it's totally true that there's a lot of... I know, there's a lot of, like, basic... Like, I think this is called the curb cut effect. Like, we should try as often as we can to do things that improve life in society for, like, disabled people, but also that everyone can get on board with, so it doesn't seem like, yeah, this is money that could be used to, I don't know, help homeless people or fund schools, whatever dumb people say, or just fund whatever dumb thing you want. Like, do you want a theme park? Too bad, we have disability ramps to the metro instead. It's like, what if we had an accessible theme park? That's a bad compromise, but you get my point. Also, I don't know why this is weird and broken, but hopefully it's better now. If you stop eating, you still poop. I saw a guy, like, I want to get into fasting, because I feel like a lot of my mind is controlled by food. Like, you don't realize till you, like, I don't know. When I have a good food day, I have a good day. When I have a bad food day, I can have a bad day. A lot of my life is controlled by food. Actually, it's funny. I'm again assuming my doctor pulls through and isn't a filthy liar like every other doctor I've been to. I'm gonna be writing down all the foods that I eat and like trying to work out like what foods ruin me and what ones don't. IBS and IBD are different. Irritable bowel syndrome, irritable bowel disease. What is the difference between a syndrome and a disease in the abstract? Make healthy smoothies. Yeah, like, healthy smoothies are entirely, like, placebo to me, though. Again, it could be that they're actually really healthy, too. But, like, there's so much sugar in one, and it's like, I'm pretty sure sugar's one of the things that, like, that my body needs, but also doesn't. As I say, my diet is that of a raccoon stoned dumpster diving at 2 a.m. Tasty, though, to be fair. Everything that's bad for you is tasty. If it's not tasty and it's bad for you, it's probably not actually bad for you. That's the Toy Cat rule for life. Fasting highs are a real thing, though. It was never enough alone to keep from wanting food. Yeah, I just figure, like, need to lose a little weight anyway, and like being able to like break this reliance on food would be fun, right? Might be useful. Like, obviously fasting. Not all day, every day, just like... I think it's called intermittent fasting. It's so awesome. The results it has are entirely unremarkable. I don't know what this is. By that logic, silica gel. Many places aren't accessible. Don't know how it is in the UK, but the ADA standard is not legally required in construction until 1990 in the US. Yeah, it's similarly recent that things have to be accessible here. Like, I don't know. It's a hot button issue of like really old infrastructure. Like, London is a city that's been built for over 1,000 years, you know? Only so much of that can even support, you know, certain... So it's you know, like, I think we call it step-free access. Only so much of a transport network can be retrofitted with it. Only so much of a, you know, like a... Yeah, it's same with public toilets and all that sort of stuff. Like, if there wasn't plumbing there, I don't know. It's an interesting thing. Disordered eating thoughts intensify. Yeah, I always have to be cautious that I'm not, like, advocating for, like, here's why you should get an eating disorder on stream. Let me clarify right now. If you have the choice between getting an eating disorder and not getting one, Toycat comes very strongly on the side. If you're not, probably shouldn't do it. That's my bold stance I'm going to take right here, right now. I can't fly. It's very sad. I don't know what's wrong. There we go. But yeah, okay, let me tell you. I've been trying to tell you this for hours, but I'm just dumb, and I cannot tell you things. Not dumb. You're not distractible. Let's use a nice word for myself. So I have last week I've been having some serious issues, and even before then. By the way, I missed a tip from you, Dasher. I hope you're all good. I haven't seen you in the stream chat today, but I hope all is well. Unless it's not all well, in which case I hope all gets well soon. Yeah, I've been having computer issues, and it was like, I worked out that it was like RAM related, so I took out my RAM, put it back in again, and then one of them was never read again, and I just concluded like, oh, it died. And so since I had one stick of RAM and it was like really bad, and okay, without talking about RAM too much. Long story short here. Alexander, thank you so much for becoming the 363rd channel wife. You know what you get in exchange for being our new polyamorous member of the family? You get a spin on the wheel of Toycat. Oh, I love how violent I can be with it, and it makes like a good noise. That's you too. No! Oh, you see that? That was so close to pickle juice shot. I have avoided this today. So Alexander became a member. As a result, gets to spin the wheel of Toycat, and the option is spin again, which means you get to spin the wheel a second time. Oh, it's just so... You hear that noise? That is the noise of enjoyment. No! Oh, wow, whoa, get this right. Has this happened before? Alexander, I've got some crazy news. You're the first person to have free things. I realize I haven't tipped today. Decided to fix that mistake. I like the attitude. I like the attitude a lot. Thank you so much. And also thank you, Repeated Axe. But, yeah, Alexander, you get the third spin. I think you're the first person to have 3 spins to themselves. But let's go for it. Let's see what you get on the wheel of Toycat. Oh, tell a joke. I have to tell 2 jokes now. You know what? I have to go find a joke. Just for you. I'm gonna get myself a joke. Or maybe the stream is the joke. And that's the joke. Okay, jokes. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna, you know, I'll just search joke, and I'll okay, why do we tell actors to break a leg? Because every play has a cast. What did one traffic light say to the other? Don't look, I'm changing. Also, oh, this is so weird that that was strange. Search up funny puns. Last time you were here, you were talking about urinals, says Matty Garrigan. You know, urinals were my best bit. Should have stuck with the high quality comedy that they entailed. Okay, let's continue building this wall. It's got to get done eventually. Dies on the inside slightly. That first joke was in one of your end streams recently. Now I know where my end stream jokes come from. Very sad rim shot. On point delivery, lol. Yeah, a lot of the secret to good joke telling is timing. You gotta really know. Like for real though, like if you want to tell a good joke, it's all about the timing. You gotta leave people anticipating. In Jamaica, a slice of pie costs £1. In Barbados, however, a slice of pie costs £1.20. You could call these the pirates of the Caribbean. I love that that joke is clearly British because it's like that. Those currencies don't use the pound. What time the man go to the dentist? 2:30. You know what's funny? One of my teachers in school, like, again, looking back, probably had a, you know, like this is like something I would probably do, but like, like I found it to be the most like irritating thing. Whenever anyone said they had to go to the dentist, he'd be like, "What time?" And then they'd be like, "Yeah, like 3:15." He'd be like, "No, 2:30." And he'd be like, "No, but it's at 3:15." It's like, "No, you're going at 2:30." And he'd just say it again and again and again. No one would laugh. No one would enjoy his joke that he was telling. But he'd insist on telling it. Again and again. And again and again. And just, you know, it'd have been the 15th time you've heard that joke. And he had no cares. The jokes to him were not about entertaining people. They were just an opportunity to say words. And I can't get over how any of that works. Yeah, no, it's crazy. No, while we're talking about rates, though, I think it's pretty crazy because, like, we can see how fast inflation has hit this country. Because you used to be able to walk into, you know, you used to be able to walk into like a Tesco with like a pound coin, and you'd get like, you know, you'd be able to walk out with, you know, a packet of crisps, a chocolate bar, and a drink. Whereas nowadays, they've got CCTV everywhere, so... I think that, you know, I don't think anything, actually. The trick with, took me a minute. You're welcome, internet. There's my high-quality British price humor joke. What's up, dog? Says Alexander. You know, I love the what's up, dog thing. You meant to just say, like, up, dog. And I meant to say... Oh, no, you meant to say, like, have you heard of ups, dog? Wait, chat, have you heard of up, dog? Went from puns to inflation. Nah, that was puns. You just... Well, I guess not puns. That was jokes. You know what? The wheel said I was going to tell a joke, and I did tell a joke. What's up, dog? Yeah, thank you. There we go. Glad you're all enjoying it. That's what I live for, internet. Thank you for allowing me to live. What's up, dog? I don't know why I find that one so funny. But I like it. I like it. The wheel is biased, says Alexander. You know, I think you're biased. Been trying to do the 100 block challenge. Thought it might be easier with new blocks, but the last hour, 20 minutes is the best I can do. You know, that's a good reminder. I think we should probably do that. You know what, Harrison? I see you in the chat. You should make a 100 block thumbnail for 1.17. I think the last time we did it was 1.16, right? Or was it before then? I'm not sure. I'll see if I can beat an hour and 20 minutes. I totally think we can. Of course I am. What do you mean? Nothing much. What about you? If you look behind the wheel, there's a weight offset. Drink pickle juice, because Toycat is a sick little man. I know that you're joking, but just in case you want to see the wheel, this is the most budget thing I've ever got. It's just a, oh, if you look at it, it looks like that on the other side. It's just a big old white wheel. Sadly, no weights. Sadly. I wish I could weigh it down. I guess it's weighted at the top because of the little spinny thing, right? Wait, let me put that further away. Oh, I want to block the window. Don't want you to see what's out there. Wait, collecting 100 1.17 blocks. Oh no, I mean like 100 blocks, but in 1.17. Do you take suggestions for Seed Sunday? Yeah, email them to toycat ibxtoycat@gmail.com. I took control of that email address recently. I need to get an assistant to take it over one day. Weights would make it biased. Yeah, if you want to send things to me, but like have someone actually read them, toycatassistant@gmail.com. Temporarily, it'll be me reading them. I'm my own assistant now. How about that? You know, honestly, I feel like most of like having an assistant is like being able to say like, yeah, have an assistant. Do you not have that gun on your life? You're an assistant genius. And I'm just very particular about what I like, and I realized only I could do that for me. I have sometimes I have like 4 stacks of diamond ore, and I have no idea what to do with them. Got any ideas? Says the Aiden man. 4 stacks of diamond ore. Build a little diamond ore house. I want to build a diamond ore house now. I don't know where to put it. You know, I'm going to build a diamond ore house. I'm going to do it. Like, it's not like I'm using the diamond ore for other things, right? Maybe it could be like an ore house in general. No, otherwise, I don't want the diamond ore to be diluted. That would be a waste. That would be silly. So, also, I shouldn't have jumped down all the way. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe it's a sign that I'm just too tired. You know, I slept so... I actually do feel this way, and it's definitely a sign that something's wrong with me. If I sleep too little, I'm tired, and if I sleep too much, I'm tired. And I'm sure there's a right amount for me to be sleeping, but I've yet to see it. I've yet to see it. Diamond Ore Desert Temple. That is the dream. Oh, yes, let me tell you that. Okay, you know, I just want to mention this, because it's a reminder that, like, everything in a PC works together, and even if you can't detect an issue, it's not with that. So, even though I never had issues with my RAM according to Task Manager or anything else like that, like, it was always like a CPU or a GPU issue, and I thought that's weird. You know, my CPU should be able to do more than this, but whatever. If my desktop says it's that, then it's probably that. And so when I was having stream issues last week, my CPU was just maxing out 100, and it was like causing issues streaming unless I closed Chrome, and even then it was still happening. It was like having a camera turned on and also playing Minecraft at the same time was too much for my computer to handle, for whatever reason. And, oh, this isn't finished yet. We'll just place dirt there for now. To donate to Toycat's Toilet Fund, go to streamlabs.com/Toycat. Would you like Toycat to have a toilet that sprays water at his rectum? If so, go to streamlabs.com/Toycat. If you build a diamond ore house, you have to use warped wood for doors. The blue would look nice. Yeah, I like that idea, actually. Some warped wood on some diamond ore. I like that idea a lot. We're all God's children, so what's special about Jesus? You know what? I think you just nailed all of Christianity to a cross with that one. Chrome is a RAM hog. But yeah, like, so that was what, like, even then it was displaying RAM issues. It was displaying CPU issues, not RAM issues. And then I realized, because I was looking for my motherboard's manual to work out something unrelated, and I was like, oh, let's look at the RAM slots. Because it's, if you don't know, usually in a, I want to always, like, never talk about things, like, too nerdy no one understands. But let's just talk about it anyway. This is for me, not for you. Sorry that I'm talking to myself right now, but that's what I do all of these streams. So, when you, there is 4 slots of RAM in a motherboard. Some motherboards have 8 or 16, and some might have 2 if it's like an integrated system. Most have 4, and if you have 2 of them in, you have to put it in 2 specific slots. And it's usually like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 3, or 2 and 4. And so, I put it in slots 1 and 3 on my motherboard, thinking, yep, okay, that's good. Didn't even look into it anymore. I have a family member who's really into PCs. They're like, yep, 1 and 3. They helped me put it in even. And then I moved on with my life. And 4 years later, because I always had some performance issues here and there, but it was never the biggest of concerns. But then 4 years later, all of these years pass, and one of my RAM stick dies. And I realized while trying to find it, like find out the issue and like why it wouldn't register, I was like, huh, the slots are actually showing as like 1 and 4 right now. Yeah, 1 and 4 instead of 2 and 4 or 1 and 3. And then I realized my motherboard counts 1, 2, 3, 4, which makes some sense when you think about it. Like 1 and 3 on the outsides, 2 and 4 on the insides. It doesn't actually make sense to me, but if you think about it long enough, anything makes sense. And so, basically, long story short, I had my RAM in the wrong slots all these years, and it's not a big enough problem that it ever causes catastrophic errors. It just causes small RAM speed problems, and has no doubt been behind many minor issues of like Java running and with streaming it. Long story short, I'm a dumb. And the only reason I worked at, like, I've been trying to overclock my memory and it's just not been working for years, and I was like, okay, I just don't know overclocking, it's fine. Also, the jet ski toilet fund. Thank you so much, The Doors 1889. Graphic cards are so expensive nowadays, the hackers do be mining Bitcoin. Oh yeah, when I built my first PC, the whole reason I was like, I built it with like capabilities to run a lot of graphic cards, and then I did a lot of Bitcoin mining like back in the day, and it's like, you know, a part of me feels bad because it's like, you know, on the one hand, you know, profiting from something that eventually all these years later is causing like a shortage. On the other hand, though, it's like, well, you can play games on your graphics card. This person's gonna make money and make the economy literally or the digital goods economy literally function. You know, don't they deserve that too? And the answer is actually no, because it functions with or without them. They're just trying to get some part of the. You know, this is one of those like big economic crises. Not crises, but like problems. Of what do you do when? So like, let's say oil, for instance. There is a finite amount of oil in a country. Take Norway, take Scotland, take the United States of America. There is only so much oil that can be dug up. And so every successive oil company that establishes just takes money from existing oil companies. Or you know, like in the long run, if not the short term, and therefore harms the environment more, etc., etc., etc. Like it's digging up the same amount of oil in less time. Like there are a lot of cases of like markets where it's like, yeah, the more competitors there are, the less efficient the market works. And the entire like ethos of capitalism is like competition everywhere, all the time, everything. But it's like, but how do you? What about places that are literally everyone loses when you get competition? And one of those examples is Bitcoin mining. Even if I start mining for Bitcoin right now, I want a mini Mac. Drag me a Mac Mini. You know, you're too far lost. You know, I think it fits the. I think if you're not a computer person, getting a Mac makes a lot of sense, because, like, even if you're slightly into computers like me, if you're dumb and don't realize you're dumb, like, I've been running my PC with not only slower RAM, less efficient RAM, and a RAM that can't link to each other, because I never checked that 2 and 4 weren't, like, far apart from me. I thought they were like this and this, but they were like that. What? Can I just show you, actually? I can. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. I'm dying. Okay, spiders can't get down here. Perfect. I'll just stand right here next to some glass. Nothing wrong can happen here. Okay, chat. See, here's the cool thing about having the second cam that I usually use for the Overpopulation. Okay, I need to explain this to you, and I'm going to use it this way. Okay, so here's my computer. It's very glowy, I know. Okay, let me stand back a little bit. It's a nice glowy computer. So there's 4 RAM slots in here. There's one over there to the left of my... Like, can you see it? And then this is the second one. And then this one over here on the corner is 3. And then this, where the RAM slot is there, this big silver thing, is 4. And that's just counterintuitive, and I just never read it. Like, I didn't read all the components on this board, because why would I? And then I learned. Oh, side note, if anyone knows. So there's this cable right here. I don't know if I should touch it while it's running. I've got this cable, and I cannot work out where it was plugged in. I unplugged it while installing something, and everything runs just fine while this cable's unplugged. And I can't work out where it would go. But if you know, it's a CPU fan header, I think. But all of my CPU fan headers are filled. And also this is like pins that go out, whereas those are pins. Whatever, if you know things, let me know. The M1 Macs are pretty powerful. Yeah, I would say if you're doing very specific workloads, it is a no-brainer to get a M1 Mac. It's just like if you like compatibility. I think that's always been the problem with Mac, right? Is compatibility. Is like you get a fun machine. I feel like iPhone is the first Apple product that actually solves that, because people make things specifically for iPhones because they're like, yeah, we will make more money there. It's the biggest individual market for a single phone. You plug that wire in the bottom, RAM fan, motherboard plug space. Sorry, I know nothing. Case plug fan. You should have spared. You can have spared a fanware. You know, if you know where it is, send me a tweet on Twitter rather than doing the thing where like everyone guesses because we're live on a stream, and I'd love to know. But yeah, there's I pulled out a cable and everything's running fine, and so I'm gonna forget about it if I go too long. But I bet it's not fine, just like the RAM thing. But yeah, so now my RAM is overclocked. It runs much faster. And everything else is running faster too. And it makes no sense, because like, I mean, it makes some sense, but it doesn't make the sense I'd expect. Also, look at this. These zombie villages that spawn in are jungle zombie villages, because this is technically a jungle biome, I guess. That's pretty cool. Why is your case open? Everyone always says that. I don't want to deal with putting the case back on. I don't know. I'm dumb. No, so I bought a graphics card that was like 1 centimeter too thick to close it, and then I got a new graphics card sent in as part of the sponsored video last year, a 2080 Ti. I'm very, very proud of having it in this GPU shortage climate we all live in. I'm gonna take these wet sponges out so we don't use all of that up. But yeah, it's like you coughed up blood once, never again. Your body works just fine. That happens to me all the time. Like, not coughing up blood. That is concerning. Go to speak to your doctor and hope they care about you. I do think it's like there is stuff like that happens to me all the time. I'm like, I'll just ignore that. It's probably fine if it doesn't happen again. And it's like not a smart way to live life, but you better believe it's the easy way to live life. And that's the way I like to do it sometimes. Anyway, so if you want to see what the ocean looks like right now, here is what it is. I'm really impressed by this progress, honestly. Like, I feel like today we had a really productive day, but not as productive as the day we're having on either Sunday morning or next Tuesday. I've got a social weekend for the first time in a while, and I'm looking forward to it. Are you looking forward to it? You better be looking forward to it. Unless your name is John, in which case you don't really exist, and you better leave the stream right now. Thank you to everyone who became a member today. Thank you for all the lovely chats and tips and love and support and affection. And thank you for saying this is a beautiful hole, Jacqueline. I agree. This is a very beautiful hole that we have right here. Thank you very much for watching this live stream. Hope you all enjoyed it, because I'll see you in the next one, unless I don't. Goodbye. Wait, tomorrow there is going to be a video. I don't know what it is yet. I need to work that out soon. And then Q&A on Saturday. And then one of my favorite ever seed videos on Sunday. I'm like hyped to see people's response to the seed Sunday. And thank you all for saying my hole is beautiful. Your holes are all beautiful too, I'm sure. Your holes are very beautiful. Don't let people tell you they're not. Okay, goodbye.